Hello everyone. In today's class, we are going to do a program to find all roots of a quadratic equation. So generally, a quadratic equation is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, where a is coefficient of x square, b is coefficient of x, and c is constant. For example, let us take 2x square plus 5x plus 3 equals to 0. Here a will be 2, b will be 5, where c is 3. Now let us understand concept behind the question. Every quadratic equation has two roots. To calculate them, mathematics given us the quadratic formulas, that is x equals to minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now look carefully. Inside the square root b square minus 4ac, this part decides what kind of root the equation has. This is called the discriminant. We represent it by d. Now d is equals to b square minus 4ac. So before finding the roots, the computer first calculates the d. Now let us discuss why is discriminant important. There are three possibilities. Case 1. Case 1 will be like if discriminant is greater than 0, that is d greater than 0, square root is positive. Let us take an example like root 9. Root 9 is equals to plus or minus 3. So two different real root exists. Example, x will be like minus b plus 3 by 2a, and another root will be like x equals to minus b minus 3 by 2a. Hence two distinct real roots are formed. Now case 2, if d is equals to 0, then root d will be like root 0 equals to 0. Both formula becomes identical. Then x becomes like x equals to minus b by 2a. Hence two equal real roots. Case 3. If d is less than 0. Example, root minus 9. Square root of negative number is a real number. It becomes 3i, where I is root minus 1. Hence root become minus b by 2a plus or minus root over minus d by 2a I. These are called complex imaginary roots. So now our algorithm, that is steps to write code, will become like this. Start, that is hash include and int main. Then second step will be like read values of a comma b and c. Third will be like calculation of discriminant, that is d is equals to b square minus 4ac. Fourth will be like verifying conditions. In that first condition, if d is greater than 0, that is x equals to minus b plus or minus root over discriminant by 2a. In that first we will calculate root 1, second calculation of root 2, third display both the roots. The second condition will be like if discriminant equals to 0, that is x equals to minus b by 2a. Then we will calculate one root and display the equal root. Third condition will be like else condition, in which we calculate real part and calculate imaginary part, out of which we display complex root. The third one, the last final most step will be like stop. Now let us relate the steps with code. Hash include stdio.h, int main, first we need variables to store like coefficients a comma b comma c, root, discriminant, and imaginary part if needed. All we declare as float because roots may contain decimal values. So let us declare them. Float a comma b comma c, float root 1 comma root 2, another one float discriminant, Next one, float of imaginary. Now let's read input. If the user enters 2, 5, 3 as the input, that is 2x square plus 5x plus 3 equals to 0, we need to ask him, right? So for that we use printf and scanf. So we'll ask him printf enter a comma b comma c values. Scanf percentile f percentile f percentile f comma at the rate a comma at the rate b comma at the rate c. This scanf will declare the number of values entering. Here we are declaring 3 variable coefficients. So we will be taking 3 percentile f values. Next, at the rate means addressing that we are giving this address to the values. 3 addresses for 3 coefficient. Now let us calculate discriminant. Simply d is equals to b square minus 4ac. Same example we will be taking. A is equals to 2, b is equals to 5, c is equals to 3. Then d becomes 5 square minus 4 into 2 into 3, that is 25 minus 24 equals to 1. Since d is greater than 0, the equation has 2 different real roots. So we will be writing discriminant formula. Discriminant is equals to b star b minus 4ac 4 star a star c. Now let us check the nature of roots. The first condition is if discriminant is positive, that is if discriminant is greater than 0, that is positive, roots become like, we use the quadratic formula directly. So root 1 will be this, we will be giving indentation. Root 1 is equals to minus b plus square root of discriminant divided by 2a 2 star a. The root 2 will be like same only, but instead of plus we will be writing minus. Control V, we will change root 2. Here instead of plus, the another root is minus. So root 2 is minus b minus square root of discriminant by 2a. Now we will print the result for this condition. So printf Two distinct real roots are two distinct real roots are comma root 1 comma root 2. Root 2. This informs roots are real. This informs roots are real and different. Now let us go to second condition, that is if discriminant equals to 0. Else if discriminant equals to 0. The both roots formula becomes x equals to minus b by 2a. So we'll be writing root 1 is equals to root 2 is equals to minus b by 2 star a. Now we will be printing the result for this condition, that is printf the roots become comma root 1. Next we will go to third condition, that is discriminant is less than 0. Since this is the last condition, we can write the code, we can start the code with else, because if discriminant fails to find match with top two condition, then the remaining condition will be this only. So only we write else as the code, else, and start the code. The root becomes two types, real and imaginary. The real part of the both roots remain minus b by 2a. Root 1 is equals to root 2 is equals to minus b by 2 star a. The imaginary part becomes imaginary equals to square root of minus discriminant by 2 star a. Imaginary is equals to sqrt discriminant minus discriminant by 2 star a. Now let us print the result for this condition. Now let us print the complex roots of this condition, that is printf percentile dot 2f plus I percentile dot 2f. This becomes root 1 of imaginary. root 1 of imaginary, comma imaginary. Same, instead of plus and root 1, the second root will be minus, and root 2. Imaginary is same for both the roots. Now let us end the program, that is here return 0. Now let us check any mistakes are there or not. Hash include stdio.h, correct. Now let us run it. It is saying third line. Sorry, here we have closed it. That is the error. Now let us run it. Now this becomes our code. We haven't entered hash include, so I have modified it. All the errors are rectified here. Now let us run it. Now let us take example 1 space minus 5 and 6 we will take for example. Now let us run it. So see here, the equation background work will become like equation will be taken as x square minus 5x plus 6. Next it will calculate discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, that is 25 minus 24 equals to 1. So d is greater than 0, so it goes into this condition. So d is greater than 0, first condition becomes true, so it goes into this condition. And find the root 1 value and root 2 value. So the root becomes root 1 and root 2 value becomes 3 and 2, which is true. Now let us run it again. We'll take example 1 minus 2 and 1. Now let us run it. So see here, the background value becomes x square minus 2x plus 1 equals to 0. So discriminant will be d is equals to 0. So the first condition is false, so it came into second. Now here discriminant equals to 0, which is true. So it goes into this condition. Since d is equals to 2, second condition became true. So it goes into this block and finds the root, which is minus b by 2a. So both the roots are 1, so the output is 1 and 1. Now let us run it again. Now let us enter value 1, 2 and 5. Now let us run it. So see here, the equation is x square plus 2x plus 5 equals to 0. Discriminant has become minus 16, which is less than 0. Also, since both the previous condition become false, the third condition obviously becomes true, that is else. The program enters into third condition and calculates real and imaginary part, and output will become like this, minus 1 plus i2, and the other root becomes minus 1 minus i2. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you guys understand anything easily, so that will be our concept of learning in this channel. So if you find it very easy, please do like, share and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Let us see in the next video. Thank you. Bye.